Hi, Leo. It's Angela. We're here to do your September update for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising. Any other souls that get attracted here are also here to receive this message. And yeah, if it's your first time, hi. If it's not, then you're used to our little system here. We pull one oracle card to consider a theme or an aspect of ourselves to focus on and grow and develop. And then we clarify and get some details using the Zen Tarot cards. The oracle card that we're using comes from this deck this time, from the Earthcraft deck. And the card I pulled for you, Leo, is Spirit of the South. Now, this fire. I mean, this is fire. This is us, right? I'm a Leo too. I always say that every time. But this depicts fire, that sort of expansion, clearing of the old and creating the new, our own inner radiance. You know, sometimes it depicts a fast change, burn it all down, start over, right? Redirection. But yeah, this is about change. You know, fire is transforming no matter what. And so this is sort of an indication that some change is needed. This doesn't mean make big, massive, sweeping changes, right? Remember, we're intuitively driven. So this is just an opportunity to explore within you what little facets that are being held, you know, little habits or instincts or responses that we hold in order to function, you know, as a human being. But what we're going to try to do here is be more guided to where our soul leads us, instead of what we think we need to be doing, how we think others expect us to be. This is going to be more of, it's almost like we need to be moving in the direction that our soul is guiding us. And if we come upon obstacles, we can sort of burn them down, right? And burn through them and find our path. And if we don't, then the universe, you know, if we're moving in a direction that's not aligned with our soul, at some point, either it will be directed by us or the universe will throw something in your path that will just destroy it all. Burn it down, find your path again, right? So I think we're going to tune into how aligned we are with our soul's purpose, and possibly, you know, what needs to be shifted, if anything, in order to go forward. Okay, let's look at the Zen cards here. Now we have here, this is my tree spread. We have the trunk and the sets of branches here. The higher set of branches is your higher self. That's depicting the growth, the, you know, where you are once you grow this concept, which is the Spirit of the South. So let's get started. Okay, your starting point, Leo, we got politics. Yeah. Drop the mask. Be aligned. Show up in this world that is in a way where there's no question where your soul lies, what direction your soul needs to go in. You know, this could be in a big outward endeavor, like a career or you know, a leadership role, or something that's, you know, involving others. It could also be in a relationship, you know, any relationship, you know, parent, child, partner, siblings, friends, you know, coworkers. But when we are not aligned with our soul, at some point, things are going to get burned to make a clearing so that we can get back on path where our soul is leading us. And our starting point is kind of saying, yeah, just for the first, you know, the first lesson is to drop that mask. Show up as you are, as you believe, as you love, instead of as you believe you need to be seen. Okay, that's a really good first lesson. This is also a mental energy. So a lot of this is what we think others need to see us like, or what we think we need to behave like, or whatever. And some of that needs to kind of be torn down in order to really follow the purpose of our soul. Within us, we got thunderbolt. So hello, burn it all down. I mean, right? Internally, you have a if you are at this point where you're at the brink of I just can't go any further in this direction, this is not working for me, it's not who I am, this situation is binding me to a space that I'm not comfortable in, whatever that is within you, you kind of know. And it doesn't have to be as drastic as a thunderbolt and everything falling to the ground and burning ablaze, down to nothing. But within you, you may start to realize, okay, I need to let some of this stuff fall away. Some of the expectations that are made of me, some of my own personal, self-critical talk that goes on within me as I'm moving through my life. Some of that might need to be done away with. This could mean that you're getting the inkling that certain relationships need to shift. Maybe they need to become a little more distant or go away altogether. But something within you is nudging you and letting you know that, yeah, a clearing needs to be made in order for me to proceed in a soul aligned way. Okay. Externally now that we realize, drop the mask and let things fall away that are no longer serving my path, that creates in your external world, that creates a flow to your guide, to your, to your movement. You're more intuitively guided. You're more open to receiving messages from the universe, from your angels and guides, from others around you who care. Enough guidance to nudge you along the path of your soul, but not to dictate every move, that you are not beholden to any of these, expectations or standards, but that you are taking them into consideration. And all of it should start with your inner guide, right? If that feels soul aligned, whatever it is, if I'm going to, if I have a business and I'm going to rebrand it because it just isn't, like when Coca-Cola rebranded their logo, right? We're going to rebrand this. This is more us now, right? As we shift and move with the times, we must also remember that we're shifting and moving with our inner guide, with our soul. If we're going too far off that path, like I said, something's going to come. The universe will throw an obstacle in your way, and that guidance, will abruptly redirect you, or you'll start to bring a higher awareness to it and kind of go, yeah, I'm going down this road. I don't like where it may end. I'll re-navigate myself here. So that guidance is important. And I like that this is in the external position, because these are decisive actions that you can take in your life to shift that path so that you're more soul aligned, so that it doesn't all burn down at once, right? And a lot of destruction isn't all around you. The farther off our path we get from what our true alignment is, that's when the trouble comes, right? That's when people come into our experience that it's like, who are you? Like, you don't even hear what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Your relationships start to become real surface and not deeply attuned or connected. So it's our work to stay on that path, as close to it, that the path of our soul, and deliberately think and move and act in a way that's aligned with that. It really can't steer you wrong ever. So that guidance on the outer external position, I love, after being nudged from the inside, like, you know what, this isn't a good path. Let these things fall away and let me go on my own. Let me go in my own way forward. Okay, let's see now about going forward. So to progress to the growth point, we have this card. This energy is necessary to master or acknowledge or put into place in order for the growth to come. And we got schizophrenia. This is indecisiveness. This is not a clinical diagnosis. It's indecisiveness. This figure is clinging to these cliffs what do I do? Do I let go of my hands? Do I let go of my feet? I don't know what to do. I don't know what way to move. And really the guidance here, and this is a mental energy. So this is when your mind chatter starts becoming part of the picture, right? Same with this politics card. That's a mind pattern. That's like, I have to show up like this. I have to wear my mask or I'm not going to be accepted. Well, your soul gets lost in that, right? And so this is a point of indecisiveness. And, you know, sometimes we get ourselves so stuck because we don't know which direction to step in, you know, when a decision comes upon. And what I love to always say is, first of all, what feels better? You know, that decisions can be made again. If I make a decision and it ends up not being right, I make another decision, right? And that's what life is, a series of choices, right? But when you're stuck and feeling indecisive and almost in fear, paralyzed with, I don't know how to proceed, I always love to say, you know, go within, tune in. If I make choice A, how does that make me feel? Does that make me feel, which one, choice A or B, which makes me feel most aligned with my soul? Where are the points of discomfort with either choice? How magnified are they? You know, how frightening. You know, sometimes the fear isn't always the best gauge, though, because those things we fear the most are sometimes the things we need to do. So, but I just mean, like, within you, what feels more aligned? What makes me feel like I'm heading toward my space, my home? You know, which decision, you know, that I make. Now, this is, I'm not really taking this because this is in that sort of point of a pivot point, like that key to getting to the next step. I'm not really taking this as a big life event, like something's going to happen and you're going to have to decide. And it's not like that. This is more of a general assessment and a general awareness of any choice you make. Should I have coffee or tea this morning? Which one do I want, more caffeine or less? You know, it's more like, how am I going to feel when I've made this choice? And I think this card in this position is sort of a calling for you to always have that awareness in the back of your mind, right? Whatever way I move throughout the choices I make and throughout my life, it should mostly feel aligned. It should mostly make you feel, you know, filled with ease instead of contrast or conflict or struggling. It should just feel, some decisions are hard. I don't want to discount that, but from a soul level, what feels more aligned? And I think that, you know, once you get this down, those decisions become automatic. And then this sort of fire energy becomes expansion and radiance and spreading. And you're just moving, you know, quickly along your path because you're starting with that soul alignment. You know, you're driven by what's right for you within. So I like that. I think more of an attunement to, you know, your own personal soul alignment, whatever that is. And you are really the master of that. And you're the only one that can shift it, change it, and make decisions for it. Okay, let's go forward after that little one. The next level of awareness here, now that we've mastered some of these mental energies and some of the realization that following my soul is usually the best way, and it's the best way to avoid that destruction that could come with us, you know, letting roadblocks be there. We land here. The Lovers. Look at that. This is the first thing I thought of was your own self-compassion, compassion for yourself, that will reach out and land on others as well. But that self-compassion and that self-awareness and that internal alignment that allows you to move through your life according to what your soul needs, that allows you to be so present for others and so loving and generous and compassionate for others because you've already cleaned that up for yourself, right? You're already operating in a soul aligned way, which is the highest form of self-compassion. So now it's just naturally emanating from you, and your connections to others will improve as well. Your path gets easier, you know, as your heart led, your path gets a lot easier, and your relationships, I believe, improve as well. Okay, internally, the card that supports this heart led, you know, card is harmony. Look at that. Now you're in alignment. Now you've got body, mind, spirit all fully ready to go. You know, it's above this Thunderbolt card. So perhaps after some shedding or some releasing of old paradigms, or releasing of old obstacles or belief patterns, you make a clear case for inner alignment. It almost comes naturally, right? So now you're within and you're getting that, oh yeah, this following my soul thing is really working, like in all the areas of my life, body, mind, and spirit. And then the external manifestation of this alignment, of this heart-led, intuitive-led energy, is transformation. Now the change comes. Now the shifts show up in your external world. Now, when we get it down that, you know, following our soul's purpose or our soul's desires, is the easeful way. It's the easiest way to go along the path. Now it's showing up in our lives. Now our lives are transformed. Our relationships are transformed. You know, the way we show up for others is completely shifted. We probably show up with more of a glow because we're in our alignment. You know, I the other day I had a choice to make, and it was something to do with a friend. You know, an activity to do with a friend that wasn't really something I wanted, you know, wasn't really my favorite thing. But I wanted to be there for my friend. And I was able to say, that's not for me, but I would love to spend time with you in this other way, right? I was able to say that. And I realized the more I practice that, it's just so much easier to decline some of these things that aren't in my alignment, without pressure, without judgment, without anybody getting upset. It really was coming from my heart, and it was received that way. And I realized, you know, the more things that I do that I want to do, the more progress I make. I know. And I know there's some choices in our lives, like with work and tasks and raising kids, that there's no non-negotiables, right? Like there's some things you just got to do. Like, you know, I have to keep working to pay the rent to keep my kids alive or whatever, you know what I mean? But in other areas where, you know, we do have, where it is negotiable, it always serves us better to just follow our heart. I don't do very many things anymore at this point in my life that I don't want to do. I don't. And I don't have animosity between me and others or whatever when like someone asks me to do something with them, and there's no animosity. So it's interesting. But yeah, the more you practice this soul aligned sort of you know, follow your passions kind of a vibe, really the easier it gets. And then the progress comes faster because you're in that passion, you're in that expansive fire. You're in the fire, but in a good way, not a destructive way, but let's burn through all the obstacles and just get to where I want to go, right? All right. Okay, I think that'll do it for now, Leo. Thank you for being here. Thank you for continuing to be here. I would love if you guys could share my channel with a couple friends this week and get the word out and help me to grow this thing. And more stuff's coming on the Grounded Dreamers side of things on my website, but that's still all in development, but lots of fun things are coming. And I love you guys. Till next time, I'll see you for October.